Vitaly, it's all you.
Okay, so basically what I would like to talk about, Joe Campbell is going to take care of the loan and these issues with the loan. What I would like to talk about is the issues that we have about with an HVAC currently in CED. To start it with, I came across the ad that MTA is looking to farm the work out in the private companies for HVAC back in November. So I brought this when I came into the meeting and talked to Mr. Ahern, who is currently the chair of, who's currently the division chair, and I talked to him about it and I said, listen, how come we are being taken the work to work on the HVAC units from car equipment, and this work is being farmed out into an outside work. His response was he said that it was, do not believe everything what you see online. So basically he denied it. That was the first time when I approached him during the meeting, which was in December meeting, because like I said, I came across this issue in November. Then during February meeting, I came to him with another question saying, we are currently lacking 700 people in CED. What are the union plans of replenishing the current workforce? He said that, oh, unfortunately, everything is frozen. There is no hiring at this point. Unfortunately, 2 days later, the letter came out from the management saying that there is a promotion to RCIs going around picking up all the CIs who's willing to proceed with the promotion. Meaning, what I understanding is, it's that the union they are clueless what they're doing, the current union, or they are blowing smoke in our faces. Same thing happened with the HVAC units, same thing is happened with the promotion to RCIs. They're lying into our faces. I talked to him directly, face to face, and this is what he told me, and this comes out to be a completely different issue and completely different scenario. Now, we have a daily news article which came out yesterday that 1,000 units being sold out to outside work for the contractors to work on them. While how come we couldn't keep it in-house? How come the union could not keep this work for us to do to spread out around different shops or for 207 to work on them, but they sold it out to an outside work. When I was in 207 a couple of months ago and I talked to the car inspectors told me that they are sitting on 8 hours a day, working on the HVAC units without overtime, and it was 2 months before the heat wave came. So if we would have started work 2 months prior to this, we would not have an issues with selling out the work to the outside agencies. So I'm trying to understand, union is working for the members, not the other way around, but our current union is not protecting members at all. So how does that work? How does that work? How come the union is selling the work out from outside? So from my perspective, I haven't been around in the union for a long time. I was told by Ahern that I'm a puppet of Joe Campbell. He's a puppeteer. And basically he told me straight up in my face that I don't have enough experience. So my question to all of you guys is, what kind of experience are we talking about? If it took me a couple of months to figure it out how crooked this current union is, if I need to spend 10 years to figure this thing out, unfortunately, I'm not going to be on your ticket because I've been smarter than that to try to figure it out within a couple of months. That's why I'm running against this union. That's why I'm telling everybody straight up how crooked this union is, because it only took me a couple of months to figure it out instead of 10 years, the experience which they're talking about. And unfortunately, this is the way how it is. It's all smoke and mirrors. They're telling you one thing and they're coming out with completely different issue. Let me tell you a story, what happened at Livonia that I'm currently working at. I'm an RCI working out of Livonia. I spent most of my career working as an RCI, as an emergency response RCI. So what happened in Livonia, back in March, our chair decided to retire. And you need to keep it in mind that his vice chair already retired. He is the recording secretary already retired. And he was the only union representative in our shop. So he decided to retire as well, which is normal. But the person he decided to appoint it as, he was not up to date with all of the union business and everything what was going on. So long story short, we approached Shirley Martin and we said, we okay with any person who's willing to step up to the challenge. And, but what we need to do is to have a fair election. What do we need to do in order for us to do so? And she told us straight up, we need to collect more than 50% signatures from the workers that currently working in Livonia's shop and submit it to her, and we will have the in-house election, which we did so. We collected about 98 to 99% of the signatures currently in the shop. Mind you, it was during COVID and a lot of people was out sick. So when we came up in a March meeting, I stood up during the meeting. So a lot of people who's been to the meeting that probably saw me, and I basically told them that Livonia currently, our chair is leaving on the 23rd, and we're not going to have a chair. We need to have an in-house election in order for us to elect the person. Even if it's going to be the same person that is being currently appointed as, he needs to be up-to-date with the union business. He needs to be trained. He needs to be, the people from the union need to come in and talk to him. Long story short, on the day of the retirement, Ms. Shirley Martin came in to us and she said that unfortunately, we ran it with the president and the president would not have the election inside of the house. Me being in the house and running for vice chair of car equipment, meaning that he would not give the shop to opposition because he was afraid of the opposition. So now he's screwing over hundreds of members only because he's afraid to give this to the opposition. Long story short, 2 weeks later, one of our members was a CI, ran into some problems, and he ended up at 2 Broadway fighting for his job. Now, what do we have? We have Shirley Martin, we have Ahern running back and forth as headless chickens, trying to figure this thing out, trying to fix this thing for the guy not to lose his position, not to lose his pass. And now it could have easily be avoided if everything would come one step at a time. On my opinion, you can fix stuff with the small steps. You can fix the small issues instead of running it into the bigger problem that now everybody involved and everybody's trying to fix the problem and nobody knows how to approach this issue in the first place. Now let's go back to the long story short, they were able to save the guy's position, but they've been begging for the people to write the G2s against this MS1, and good thing that they were able to save the guy's position. But the long story short, they miserably failed in running the union, especially in CED. Now let's go back to the to the daily news. If you read to the bottom of the article, Ahern actually came out and he said that in the next couple of years, we're going to have a new fleet coming in, which is probably our 211s. Okay, it's going to be 1,500 new cars. But what he stated was, we don't have enough manpower, enough time, and enough facilities to maintain those trains. So let me ask you something. As a union member and as the union representative in the future, by using the common sense, aren't you supposed to secure the jobs first? Make sure that those jobs will not get away from us and then complain that we don't have enough power, we don't have enough facilities, instead of running your mouth and saying that 3 years before we even get those cars, saying that we don't have enough manpower and facilities for those cars. So now, how I see it, management will say, okay, so union or our current members cannot take care of it, so let's give it away to somebody else. So in the long run, in the past 4 months, we screwed over CTAs by sending them to stations. We screwed over CIs at the overhaul shops by selling out 1,000 HVAC units to the outside world. Now we're screwing the members who's currently working in the maintenance facility, saying that we are not going to bring the new cars in because we don't have the facilities. So we screwed 3 different titles. Who's next? RCIs, TPPAs, stockroom workers? Who's next? So my question is to Ahern, you told us their contract for the people who's working at currently, who's disinfecting trains at the stations, is about to expire this month. We will have the pick for the CTAs in order for us to understand which position are being held and which position needs to be taken care of. I would like to see, as the member of the CED, as the union member, what are you going to do in order for those contractor workers to be out of our properties? Joe?
Okay, thank you, Vitaly. The situation with the farming out is drastic. It's one of the largest farming out situations we've ever seen. You're going to hear babble from the union about how farming out our work gives us more work. I don't even know how that works, but that's the nonsense that I've been arguing about. We have never seen this before. This is unprecedented. The CTAs, giving them to the contractors, unprecedented. Samuelson comes out and talks about he's not down with Cuomo anymore. 11 years of damage is already done. Now you're not down with Cuomo anymore? Come on. How much money did we give him? How much blood, sweat, and tears have we given? That and all we've gotten was screwed, tier 6? Come on. Samuelson, this all because he's got a convention election coming up. He's trying to get fired from his board seat so he looks like a fighter, and that's all bullshit, right? Complete bullshit. We've seen it enough. Come on, over and over again. The damage is so severe to this union. We're out there campaigning. Not a single person saying, what are you talking about? The union's doing a great job. You know what they're saying? These bums need to get out. Get them out. That's what they're saying. So join up with us. Vitaly is running for vice president, CED. We have a lot of capable young talent coming out. It's time for the young talent to step up, learn from old timers like us, and then take the reins of this union and do it right. Get rid of what's in there. Get rid of those parasites. Now I said, because it looks like it's going to rain on this. Obviously, we're doing this outside. So what I want to do is I want to touch on the PPP loan. Tramel talked about it. Everybody saw it, so I don't have to post up the particulars. There's a link. You know, if you want to find out everything you need to know about the documentation, Tramel put it up on Progressive Action TV, but I just want to give you my take on it. The PPP was a payroll protection loan. The union did not lose payroll. As a matter of fact, we all kept working while they were hiding at home. So they didn't lay anybody off. If anything, they might have lost a little bit of dues because some people went out sick and stayed out sick. But they did not lose people. Their people were never in danger of being laid off down at the union hall. And they talked about they needed this loan for 398 employees. There are not 398 employees down there. If you look on the LM2s, I believe, and that's, you know, the public disclosure that the union has to give, so they can't hide their money. I think there's about 90 staff. I mean, it could be a little more now, I don't know, but it's certainly not 398. So I have a feeling that, and you know, fraud is a hard word, and I don't want to use it unless, you know, something is really, really proven. It's only that it just seems unethical to take that loan when you didn't lose anybody and maybe taking the money from somebody who could have used it and turn around and keep it, hold it, what? Wait till the next generation takes over the union and they have to pay that loan back? You know, some people say, no, the loans are going to be forgiven. I don't believe any loan is being forgiven. And I think that somebody needs to look into this and find out if the union took this money in good faith, because I don't believe they did. Now, I know that they're looking to get rid of boots, harm station agents. They depleted the cleaner ranks, have contractors doing it. Who's protecting our paychecks? Certainly not the PPP loan they took. That's not protecting it. Who's protecting us? I know the MTA got money, so we're supposed to rely on the MTA more than we rely on our union. Our union is supposed to have our back. Primary, number one job of the union is to have the backs of the membership. It seems like they only have the backs for themselves. At least that's the way it looks to me. Somebody tell me it's different, but every person I argue with isn't a member. It's another officer sticking up for the union. Members aren't sticking up for the union. Nobody has confidence in this union. We're running a ticket, progressive change. We are filling this ticket up. We have young and senior talent coming together to put our union back together the way it should be. That's why we're coming live. Natalia and I were out campaigning today in a few locations. The message was all the same from the membership: get them out. Natalia, you have anything else to add before we close
I
out?
also would like to add two things. So Samuelson and Utano are now saying that they are not with Como anymore. I just wonder how the Utano is going to remove his name out of the monument. That's going to be interesting to see, and I would like to watch that. But that's one thing. Also, what I would like to say to Ahern, how's that for a puppet? Basically, was keeping a low profile, but enough is enough. And every person that I know has its own bottom line, and this bottom line of mine was crossed. And I'll show my fighting spirit, and I show that I can stand up to what I'm saying, and I know that everything what I said will be taken care of. That's it. Thank you so much for your attention.
Everybody, thank you very much, guys. This was Car Equipment on the air. We'll come to you with another video real soon. Donate to the platform, Cash App, Progressive Action 100. Keep everything alive. Keep us moving. We're going to visit a location near you. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
I didn't edit so far.
You can edit now.
So what do you think?
Hello, everybody. This is Joe Campbell. I am with Natalia Yaroshenko. We are CED on the air. We are here to talk about